Hi guys, Happy New Year and welcome to the year 2025. All right, guys, so we at CodeFilms, we are really excited about this year, and then we want to um, look at what this year has for us. So before we even do that, we want to say that this is our fourth year of we having this technical software engineering knowledge sharing and also experience gathering. So we want to look at the journey so far and what is in this year for us. So we started in 2021, and so far we've looked at when we started, we looked at simple applications, that's web and console, practical procedures, getting started with requirement-based implementations. So with a gradual process, then in 2022, we started looking at developing internet applications and web applications and also offline applications. That's USSD applications. Then we looked at in 2023, we looked at getting started with enterprise software development, and that's where the real transformation starts, whereby we look at enterprise solutions that are being used in day-to-day activities or enterprise solutions that are behind most of the technology and solutions that we see out there, but we do not know that it's the domain of enterprise software development. So we also looked at concurrency in applications, asynchronous processes, and callbacks fundamentals. So this year was really the core year, and that really starts the journey into the enterprise world. And in 2024, it's the continuation of 2023. So this is where we really look at real world experiences. That's the developer and then how he familiarized himself with the enterprise infrastructure. So it's actually a series that we started just last year and we are still on it. And so far, the journey has been good. We are gradually gathering experiences and sharing the knowledge and also providing solutions where necessary. So let's have just a quick recap of last year's film. So last year we talked a lot about real world experiences. We looked at infrastructure environment, VMs, deployment of applications that's automated and manual processes. We looked at basic network essentials. Mostly that's with a corporate setup. You are working in the corporate environment. So we are trying to understand the networking in the corporate environment. Yeah, so this is actually um, a series that if you missed last year, I'll definitely share the link in the film so that you can actually go back and watch it again. And aside that one too, we also looked at some software technologies that we leverage on, and the role or the catch here was to implement real world day-to-day software solutions. So what do I mean by that? If you pick your WhatsApp, for example, and you share a post, they have this API or they have this service that is able to know how long your post was created and the its existence or its time span. So after 24 hours, it expires. So we actually created a service that does the same thing. We use HTTP streaming technology to do that. So when you create an object, it tells you how long that object has been created. And aside that, we also were able to use basic Java and Java Streams API with the help of JavaScript interface to create a mention service API. So what's the mention service API in the real world? In the real world, if you take your WhatsApp or you take your um, Instagram app, your favorite application, and then you probably want to draw the attention of an online user. You just start with the @ symbol. With the @ symbol, it loads all the current users that exist on that platform based on the network that your users belong to. What do I mean by that? So if they are your followers and you load at, it picks your followers, then as and when you type, it takes the search further as to query which particular online entity you want to reference. So we actually did this. We looked at the back end, we looked at the front end. It was very challenging, but we were able to come through as usual because we are code films. So these were mostly what we did in last year, that was 2024. So I'll share the link to this series also in the description section. So what's in for the next year? What's in for this year? That's 2025. So in 2025, our expectations are as follows. We want to write real world software solutions. So someone say, what's it with real world software solutions? This time around, we want to um, really have that's after having some number of years working um, with software, we really want to come out with not just any form of software solution, but robust software solutions which are flexible, which are maintainable, and which are manageable, which can be extended, and which really have um, this expectation of fulfilling a need. So we are not just going to write any form of program. No, we are writing programs or solutions that actually do solve problems, and it's based on technology. So when the solution comes in the way, the problem has to disappear. So there's a problem, and that problem can be solved with a software solution. So we'll be looking at mobile software solutions in the mobile space. We'll also be looking at the web space, more dynamic web with JavaScript. We're also looking at some core implementations because it's a Java background production. We want to now take the Java concept a bit further. So probably if you've done some software engineering, you'd have heard of the solid principles, single responsibility, um, let's call substitution, interface segregation, dependency injection, and the last one, the O, uh, object, open and close principle. Yeah, so the open and close principle. Yeah, so we want to actually see how this affects our solutions or our implementation. Because if some frameworks, or especially the Spring Security framework, is mostly based on some of these advanced concepts, also polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation. And if you don't really get that, if you don't have that understanding, yeah, the struggle is very real. The struggle is very, very real. So it looks intangible or very abstract. Yeah, very abstract. But when you have to implement a solution and it requires you to use some of these concepts, and that's when you realize the strength of the knowledge you profess that you know or that you say you have. So we want to look at that. And so that will be the core implementation. So it will cover Java concepts. It could be collections, it could be streams, it could be polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, it could be a framework, it could be anything that uh, is more related to just code writing, not necessarily APIs or those other technologies or solutions out there. No, but actually writing those solutions in that direction of building something of that sort. And we also want to look at implementing large scale software systems. So why do we want to now focus on that? Um, the journey has been to gradually grow from just writing code to understanding how a vast system operates or a vast software uh, runs. So if you take something like Amazon, we want to now move away from just understanding Amazon.com, the UI, the front end, the design, to actually understanding what is impacting the software. Aside it performing its functions, what about Amazon being accessed by thousands of users all over the world? So we are looking at something like load. We are looking at something like how is the application going to perform? We have babies items on the site. You have different items on the site. So if it was a shop, just an ordinary, just a shop where mall, you have different class of people or people from all walks of life walking into the shop to actually purchase what they want. So in the real world or also in the virtual world, that's when I say the virtual, sorry, in the virtual world that we exist or in the internet world, the same applies to Amazon.com or the solution we're providing. we are not just expecting only um, a certain class of people to walk into Amazon.com if you had a physical location. No, its online location too, or its online presence, there is also going to be different um, customers and different providers. They are all customers from all walks of life are going to definitely walk into the mall to get what they want. So how do we make our application robust? How do we let it handle load? How does it perform? Was it what? So in case there's an issue, how long? What's the promise to our customers that if you say you get what you want, you get what you want, or it is fixed or it is always up. We're looking at SLAs, several level agreements. We're also looking at how do we handle multiple users. We are looking at something like concurrency. We're also going to look at throughput, latency. So all this is mostly the non-functional requirement of the software. And the non-functional requirement is mostly the time what really, oh, that's what will tell if your application will stand the test of time. Because for functional requirement, they can perform, but in terms of what the system should handle, can it handle those constraints? So we'll be looking at reliability, scalability, security, and performance. Security because Amazon, you can make purchase on Amazon, and making purchase on Amazon, if you put um, play, if you put measures in place to control security in a physical location, then we definitely also have to put measures in place for security emphasis or for security reasons on the internet too as well. So the same what we are doing on the what we are doing in the physical, we are gradually translating to so into the virtual internet world. So that's what we really want to do. So writing real software solutions and implementing large scale software systems. So aside the main thing we want to do, we want to look at two new areas that are very interesting and that I think is going to help us to go a little bit deeper into not just software but now into IT. So we want to look at Spring Security and cybersecurity software solutions. And we also want to look at DevOps. So gradually, we are moving into a different space. We are gradually moving away from the software we've just been doing, and we are trying to get into other areas that still requires software. So software is still the foundation, but we are going to look at what are the other areas that also um, affect software solutions. So cyber security and the Spring Security framework. And we also look at DevOps. So guys, this year is very loaded and we are counting on your usual support to keep this channel running. So this year too, I didn't want to announce this, but it seems we are making, not that it seems, we are actually making plans to have a website, and aside having a website to also have some online presence so that aside the production we do, if you need some form of assistance, help, you want to support, you want to do inquiry, you can actually send us a mail to an official account. So gradually we want to migrate from the Gmail to an official business site, email address or a business site that you can actually have access to online. So guys, so that will be it for this year's expectations. And before I do that, just to explain what you mean by the site, this is what we actually use for now. This is a landing page to our online presence. But we want to just not just have YouTube, but migrate from YouTube to other to a website or something that all end users can terminate at. Then with that, they can redirect to whatever um, link or resource that they want to have access to. Or read or view whatever information they would like to have access to. Right, so basically that's it for this year. So this is just a welcome address for this year, and we'll be looking up to you guys to also keep the films running. So you can comment, you can share. Aside commenting and sharing too, you can also send us a mail if you have a project that you need some assistance. And gradually, it's going to be, some things are going to change. Yeah. So some things are going to change. So that's it for this code film. And then thank you guys so much for sticking with us throughout these 4 years. So in the coming code films, we'll definitely have more interesting things coming up. So just stay tuned. We'll be having maybe live sessions with some um, well known, not just well known, but people that are doing very well in this industry in terms of very qualified individuals who know so much about software engineering. So we are also looking into that to also have them share their knowledge or even have a talking section with them online. So let's see what the year brings, and let's just stick to what we want to do. So, guys, thank you so much. And then this is Cool Films. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do subscribe, and I'll see you
Hi
guys
guys,
later.
welcome to CodeFilms. On this channel, you find technical content on computer and web programming stirred with music. Content spans from the fields of finance, economics, internet technologies, financial services, money, and fixes. All these have been prepared to detox mental fatigue in the most thrilling way. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notification. In the meanwhile, we say stay logged in. Cheers and skrrr.